Hi friends, so today we will discuss some MCQs from Structural Analysis 1. So today we will start with unit number 1 and 2. So today in this video we will discuss the MCQs on slope and deflection as well as indeterminate beams and frames. So the first MCQ is statically indeterminate structure is the one. Option 1 cannot be analyzed at all. Option 2 can be analyzed using equation of statics only. Third can be analyzed using equations of statics and compatibility equations. And fourth can be analyzed using equations of compatibility only. So the statically indeterminate structure, it is statically indeterminate structure. So where we can analyze the structure using first available equations of statics, that is summation fx, summation fy, okay, and summation of moment. In addition to these equations of statics, what we require is equations of compatibility. Okay, so that's why we are using the classical methods or the matrix method to get the equations of compatibility. So using these two equations, we are finding all the unknowns using for this particular statically indeterminate structure. Okay, so the option is option 3 is the answer for this particular MCQ. Answer is third. So statically indeterminate structure can be analyzed using equations of static as well as equations of compatibility. Okay, so the answer is third option. A structure is said to be statically indeterminate when. So again, there are four different options are given. So again, they have asked a structure is said to be statically indeterminate. So whenever the structure is statically indeterminate, so where we can't determine all the reactions. Okay, all the reactions we can't determine using available equations. So we will see the options. So the first option, number of unknowns reaction components exceed number of available equilibrium conditions. So in the first option they have given reactions are greater than available equations. Second, available equilibrium conditions exceeds unknown reactions, means E is greater than R is the second. Third is number of equilibrium condition equal to the unknown reactions, means R is equal to E, and fourth is the none of the above. So these are the three conditions. So whenever R is equal to E, number of unknown reactions is equal to available equilibrium condition. So that kind of structure, it is the statically determinate structure. Okay, and whenever, remember, the unknown reactions, whenever it exceeds the available equilibrium conditions, so in that case, the structure will be statically indeterminate. So here answer will be option 1 is the answer. Okay, so here answer is option 1. So next is third MCQ. Degree of static indeterminacy of three span continuous beam with ends are supported by fixed support and intermediate supports is simple supports. So what they have given us, so we have to find out DSI. Okay, so first step we have to find out DSI. Okay, this is the first thing. And what structure they have provided, so they have given the three span continuous beam. Okay, three span continuous beam. Suppose intermediate support they have given the simple, and the end support they have given as fixed one. Okay, so these are the end supports. There will be two end supports. Now this particular beam, it is the three span continuous beam. Now see how many number of spans are there. This will be one span, this is the second span, this will be third span. So we can say this is the given structure, and for this particular structure beam we have to find out the DSI. Now we know that for continuous beam or beam, the DSI is given by the formula R minus 3, where R is number of unknown reactions. Now we will see support by support how many reactions are there for this particular beam. Now, so at fixed support, we know the unknown reactions are 3. So again here, it is fixed support, so unknown reactions are 3. And at intermediate support, which are simple support, the unknown reaction will be 1. So total number of R will be 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3. So that will be 8 unknown reactions are there. But we are having only 3 available equations. That will be summation fx, summation fy, and summation of movement. So these are the available conditions. So 8 minus 3, that will be 5. So the answer will be 5. So DSI for this 3 span continuous beam, it is the 5, means the answer is option B. Okay, so the answer is option B. Okay, now we'll proceed further. Next MCQ, degree of indeterminacy ds of rigid jointed space frame is. So again, this is the MCQ based on our DSI. Okay, so mostly we have to remember all the relevant formulas of DSI and DKI. Now they have asked the formula. So what formula they have asked for DSI? Degree of static indeterminacy. So we know that the general formula of DSI is equal to DSI external. Okay, the formula is DSI external plus DSI internal. DSI external means external degree of static indeterminacy plus internal degree of static indeterminacy. So what is DSI external? As it is the rigid jointed space frame, space structure is there. So DSI external will be R minus 6. Okay, this is for DSI external. And for DSI internal, the formula is 6m minus in bracket 6j. Okay, 6j minus 6. Now we have to simplify further. What we have to do is we have to just simplify further. So this will be R minus 6. Okay, R minus 6 plus 6m plus 6m, then minus 6j. Now this term minus minus, it will become plus 6. Minus minus, it will become plus 6. So what we get, this minus 6 and this plus 6, it will be cancelled out. And what we get here, r plus 6m minus 6j, or we can write as 6m plus r, okay, minus 6j. So this is the formula of DSI for rigid jointed space frame. Now see the option C option. We are having C here. 6m plus r minus 6j. It is the DSI formula. So the here the answer is option C is the answer. Okay. We will see the next MCQ now. Deflection in a beam cannot be computed using dash dash, means which of the following method it is not applicable to determine the deflection. That is the meaning of the MCQ, and they have given the 4 different options. So first option is the double integration method. So using this double integration method, it is also called as the Maclaurin's method, we can find out the deflection. So what we have to identify here, cannot computed using which of the method, means deflection cannot be computed using which of the method, means here this method can be used. So this is not the correct answer. So displacement method, so using displacement method means your slope deflection method or the matrix method, we are getting the value of deflection. So this is not the answer. So again, using unit load method, we are getting the value of deflection. Third is the area movement method. So this method we have not used to get the deflection. So all other above 1, 2, 3 or ABC methods are used to get the deflection, whereas area movement method, it is not used to get the deflection. Okay. So we have used the movement area method to get the deflection, but they have written as area movement method. So this movement we have not used to get the deflection. So the answer is option D. Okay. Next MCQ, simply supported beam subjected to 2-point loads at 1/4 points from both end. Okay, so they have given one condition. So initially we will draw the simply supported beam. Okay, this is simply supported beam. Then what they have mentioned, there are 2-point loads. So we will consider this is point load number 1. This is point load number 2. Or you can say WW or W1, W2. And the location of that 2-point loads are 1/4 from the end. Means this will be L by 4. This will be L by 4. Okay. Now, in this particular case, what they have given, its deflection at midspan is maximum. If you draw the deflected shape, so deflected shape of this particular simply supported beam, it will be somewhat like this. Now what point we have to remember? So this particular loading condition for simply supported beam, it is the symmetrical loading condition. Simply supported beam with symmetrical loading condition, so it will have deflection maximum at center. So at center, or at L by 2, deflection will be maximum. So that's why first statement is correct. The next, deflection at 1/4 points are same. Now as loading is symmetrical, so deflection at this point A, it's the same as deflection at point B. Means deflection at both point A and B are same. Okay, due to the symmetrical loading condition. Means second point is also correct. Now third, slope at end supports are same. Means so this slope we can say here, this will be suppose theta A, and here this angle or rotation suppose that is theta B. So as loading is symmetrical, so slopes are also same. Means all the options 1, 2, 3 are correct. So the answer is option D, because you have to identify the correct statement. Simply supported beam, symmetrical loading conditions, all given three options are valid. Okay, so the answer is option D. Okay. So the next MCQ, a cantilever of span L is loaded with moment M at free end. Maximum bending moment is. So here, so what they have given? They have given the cantilever beam, and that beam it is subjected to the clockwise momentum at its free end. So if you draw the BMD, so that BMD will be the rectangle. So we can say the maximum bending moment will be the moment acting at free end. So that's why here the maximum bending moment will be capital M only. So the answer is option A. If the strain energy is expressed as a function of set of forces, okay, so strain energy denoted by capital U, it is expressed as a function of set of forces, we can say P1, P2, P3 and so on, then the first partial derivative of such function with respect to the particular force is equal to, okay, means dabba U by dabba P. So this is the Castigliono's first theorem. Okay, this is the strain energy theorem, Castigliono's first theorem. First partial derivative of strain energy with respect to the force, it will give us the deflection. It will give us the deflection. So the answer is option B. Option B is the answer. Okay, next is degree of kinematic indeterminacy of two span continuous beam with ends are supported by fixed support and intermediate support is simple. So again here we have to find out the DKI. What we have to find out? We have to find out DKI. And what structure they have given us? They have given the two span continuous beam. Two span continuous beam, and the end support they have given the fixed one, and the intermediate support is simple. So intermediate is simple and the end support they are fixed. Now this is the beam. For this beam we have to find out the DKI, and DKI is nothing but the total joint displacement that we know. Now there are three number of joints, so joint 1, 2, 3. Now for each and every joint we will discuss the joint displacement. Take the sum, you will get the degree of freedom, or we can say degree of kinematic indeterminacy. Now we know that at fixed support the degree of freedom is 0, and in case of intermediate support the degree of freedom possible is 1, and that will be rotation theta. So here only one degree of freedom is possible, that will be rotation at intermediate simple support. So the answer is option C. Option C is the answer. 1. Okay, we will see the now next MCQ. Simply supported beam of span 3 meter is subjected to the central point load of 10 kilonewton. Maximum slope of beam is dash dash, take I 12 into 10 to the power 6 mm raised to 4. This should be raised to 4. That is correction. And E is equal to 200 GPa. Now, what they have given? They have given the standard case of simply supported beam. And that simply supported beam, it is subjected to the central point load of 10 kilonewton. Okay. And the total span is L. So we can say this is 1.5 meter, and this is also 1.5 meter. And what we have to find out? We have to find out the maximum slope. Now here the maximum slope, it is there at the ends. If you see, this is the deflected shape, and if you draw the deflected shape, so the slope will be maximum at the end, so that theta we have to find out. So this is the standard case. So the formula will be WL square by 16 EI. WL square by 16 EI. 16 EI. Here the slope will have same value but opposite in direction. Suppose here it will be clockwise, at this point it will be anti-clockwise. Okay, so the formula we are having as WL square by 16 EI. W is 10, L is 3, 3 square is 9, divided by 12, 16 EI. So that will be this 16. So E is 200 GPa, and this is moment of inertia. So if you simplify further, so the answer we get, that will be 0.0023 radians. Okay. So the answer is option C. Option C is the answer. Next MCQ. A cantilever beam AB of span 3 meter is loaded with UDL of 10 kilonewton per meter on whole span with point load of 20 kilonewton at free end. Now here they have given two standard loading conditions. So what are the standard loading they have given? So first, cantilever beam subjected to UDL. This is the first loading, subjected to UDL, that is 10, and at free end there is a point load of 20 kilonewton. And what you have to find out? We have to find out the slope. Suppose this is point B, so theta B, and that will be maximum. Okay, slope will be maximum at the free end, and that we have to find out. So again, both are the standard loading conditions. So we know that we have to find out the slope using standard loading condition, and that will be first for UDL, the formula for the slope is WL cube by 6 EI. This is for UDL, and for point load at free end, the formula is WL square by twice of EI. Put the corresponding values. So what we get answer as 135 by EI. Okay, so the answer is option A is the answer. Means here we have used the principle of superposition. So there are two standard loading conditions. So find out the slope due to the first loading condition plus find out the slope due to the second loading condition. So the answer is option A. Next, in strain energy method, a cantilever AB of span L subjected to clockwise momentum at free end B to find deflection at B, correct bending moment at section XX from B is. So here, to find out the deflection at free end in case of this cantilever, we have to find out the bending moment equation. So what is the concept here? Strain energy method, or we can say Castigliono's theorem. Cantilever AB, and it is subjected to the moment capital M, and suppose this is the section line. Okay, suppose this is the section line XX. At that particular section XX, we want the bending moment equation. Okay, what we want? We have to find out bending moment equation. Now we know that at a point where we have to find out the deflection, if at that point no point load is acting, then consider the fixous load. So here at point B, no point load is acting. Okay, no force is acting. So we have to consider the dummy load or fixous load, and that dummy load is suppose P. Now this particular section, it is situated at a distance x from that dummy load. Now see the bending moment. Now the moment of this dummy load and the couple M about the section x, it will be clockwise, and this is the right portion. So that's why moment will be minus, and that moment will be P into x, that is clockwise. Right portion is there, that's why minus Px. For the right portion, clockwise is minus, so that's why minus Px, and moment is acting in the clockwise direction, so that's why minus M, minus Px into minus M. So that is the option A. Okay. Portal frame with both end fixed. Degree of redundancy is nothing but the DSI. Portal frame means two column one beam connected with the help of rigid joint. These are the rigid joint. Okay. Now we know that DSI for the frame, DSI for the frame is given by R minus 3 plus plus 3 into C, DSI external plus DSI internal. So here number of unknown reactions at fixed support 3, at fixed support 3. So unknown reactions are 6 minus 3 plus DSI internal 3 into. So this C represents, so what is C? Number of closed loop. So here this is the open loop. So that's why C will be 0. So what we get answer, this will be 0 and this will be 6 minus 3, 3. So the answer is, I think option C is the answer. That is third. Okay. This is the DSI. Statically indeterminate frame with both end fixed, subjected to general loading condition. The number of equations of equilibrium available is. So what they have given, the frame is there. Okay, the frame is there with both end fixed, both end fixed. Suppose this is the frame, both end fixed. This is fixed support. Okay, this is fixed support. This is also fixed support. It is subjected to the general loading condition. So this point is very much important. So general loading condition means it may have the horizontal load. Okay, it may have the horizontal load on the column, it may have the vertical load on the beam. So this is the general loading condition. So for a frame, if it is subjected to the general loading condition, so we have the available equations, that is summation fx, summation fy, and summation of movement equal to 0. So these are the three conditions we are having to solve this particular frame. So available conditions are 3. So here option 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 0, option D is none. So option D is the answer because the answer is 3. Answer is 3. So that is correct answer is option D. So bending moment diagram for cantilever subjected to UDL on whole span. Okay, so what we want here, BMD diagram. So what is the nature of BMD diagram? Whenever a cantilever beam, this is the cantilever subjected to UDL on entire span. So for this particular case, the BMD will be below the reference line, and the nature of BMD as it is subjected to UDL, this will be parabolic. Okay, this will be parabolic, second degree curve we can say. So here the answer C is the correct option, parabolic. This is the second degree curve. Okay, parabolic curve. So the answer is option C. Okay, next MCQ. A simply supported beam of length 6 meter carries 6 kilonewton central point load, deflection at center if EI is equal to 2700 kilonewton meter square. Now here one point you remember that this EI is nothing but the flexural rigidity, and for that flexural rigidity the unit is always kilonewton into meter square. EI is the flexural rigidity. So this is the standard loading condition for the deflection. Simply supported beam subjected to the central point load. Okay, like this, subjected to the central point load. So what formula we are having? WL cube by 48 EI. WL cube by 48 EI. Now put the value of WL 48 and EI is already given. So if you solve this, what we get answer as 0.01 meter. If you want to convert this amount in mm, so that will be multiply with 1000. So answer will be 10 mm. 10 mm is the deflection at center. So here 10 mm, there is no answer or no option. So the correct answer is option D, none of the above, as our answer is 10 mm. Okay. So the correct answer is option D. A cantilever beam AB of span L subjected to movement M at L by 2 at free end, deflection at L by 2 is. So what they have given, again they have given cantilever beam of span L subjected to movement M at L by 2. Okay, so So this is L by 2, this is L by 2, and at L by 2 the moment is there, that is capital M. Okay, so this is the moment at L by 2 from free end, means this will be L by 2, this will be L by 2, and what we have to find out, we have to find out the deflection at L by 2, means at this particular point, suppose C. So we have to find out y. C. If you consider here only this much portion, if you consider only this much portion, so this is the standard loading condition, and the formula for deflection at for this particular case, it is given by ml square by twice of EI. This is the formula, ml square by twice of EI for the deflection. So here m is the m and L is L by 2, L by 2 square, L by 2 square divided by twice of EI, divided by twice of EI. So what we get here, ml square divided by, now this 2 square is 4, 4 into 2, that will be 8 EI. So ml square divided by 8 EI. So here this is not the option, this is not the option. So the correct answer is option D, none of the above. ml square by twice of EI, this is the answer for the deflection at point C. But here this L, it is the span from that fixed support to the couple or movement, and that is L by 2. So L by 2 square, so it will be L square by 4. So that 4 into 2, that will be 8. So the correct answer is option D, none of the above. Okay. So deflection at midspan of fixed beam subjected to UDL W is. So again, this is the standard loading condition. Fixed beam is there. If this is the fixed beam subjected to UDL, this is the deflected shape, and the deflection at center is given by WL raised to 4 divided by 384 EI. So this is the formula when the beam is fixed beam. This is not simply supported beam. In case of simply supported beam, the formula is phi u into WL raised to 4 divided by 384 EI. Okay. If it is fixed beam, then answer will be WL raised to 4 divided by 384 EI for the fixed beam. So the answer is option C. Okay. A cantilever frame ABC consists of AB vertical, BC horizontal if both support A and C. So consider this as a C. Both support A and C are fixed. Degree of redundancy is. So again, this is the open frame, or we can say T-shaped cantilever frame. So the DSI is equal to R minus 3. So there are two fixed supports. So unknown reactions are 3 plus 3, 6. 6 minus 3. So DSI will be 3. Okay, so the answer is option B. Okay, so these are the MCQs from the unit number 1. So next MCQ, in case of rigid jointed space frame, the equations of static equilibrium is, space frame is there, rigid jointed space frame, then in that case, in case of the space frame or the space structure, so available equations are 6. That will be summation fx equal to 0, summation fy, summation fz equal to 0, and summation of moment mx, summation my, summation mz equal to 0. So number of equations are 6. Okay. So in the next lecture, we will discuss about the MCQ or unit number 3 and 4. Okay. Thank you.